Ready with the Corona Extra tail of the tight in the welterweight division, Nick DELOMBA, 5-0, weighing 147 pounds from Providence, Rhode Island. His opponent, LAZAR STOJADINOVIC, 1-1-1, weighing 147 pounds from Miami, Florida. Now for the official ring introductions, let's head down to the center of the ring with Adam Palazzo.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Corona Extra bout of the evening. This fight is scheduled for 6 rounds in the welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, weighing in at 147 pounds with a professional record of 1 win, 1 loss, and 1 draw. Hailing from Miami, Florida, ladies and gentlemen, LAZAR STOJADINOVIC. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, weighing in at 147 pounds, with a professional record of 5 wins and 0 losses. A proud Italian, Portuguese American, hailing from Providence, Rhode Island. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Nice DELOMBA.
Guys. Okay. All right, Nick, LAZAR, we went over the rules in the dressing room, all right? I expect a tough, clean fight. Make sure it's a clean fight, all right, guys? Touch him up. Good luck, God bless. I just want to say right here is not low, all right? Let's hold on. Good luck.
Ready for this 6-round welterweight battle between Nick Nice DELOMBA in the blue and gray trunks, coming out of the red corner from Cranston, Rhode Island, 5-0, no knockouts. This is his 6th fight in the last 17 months. He is 4-0 here at Twin River Casino. His opponent, LAZAR the Pitbull STOJADINOVIC from Miami, Florida, by way of the Bronx. His record 1-1-1. Also a very successful MMA fighter with a current record of 9-5 in the sport of mixed martial arts.
He's coming out in a tear right now, isn't he?
DELOMBA undefeated at 5-0. LAZAR 1-1-1. As soon as he accepted this fight against DELOMBA, he went right on social media, said, "I'm fighting a 5-0 guy, and I love to give that guy his first loss. We'll see if he can come into DELOMBA's home state and give him the first loss here on his record." Opening round, both fighters still feeling each other out as LAZAR goes immediately to the body of DELOMBA.
DELOMBA has a very high stance. He's kind of fading back. Keeps that guard really high.
DELOMBA in his 5 professional wins, 4 of them, Scott, have been 6-rounders. He started his pro debut with a 6-rounder.
Oh, straight right hand by DELOMBA, lands clean.
So you know the stamina is there for DELOMBA. STOJADINOVIC, only 3 professional fights. Made his pro debut in boxing in 2011, and then he fought this year in July and October. 12 rounds total for the fighter from Miami. Scott, something that you'll appreciate about LAZAR STOJADINOVIC, he went the distance in an MMA fight with Bellator champion Pat Curran.
Well, that's not too shabby. Nice straight right hand by LAZAR.
DELOMBA with 4 unanimous decisions in his 5 wins, the other one being a majority decision, trying to stay perfect at 6-0. But LAZAR giving him a tough first round here, 42 seconds to go. Pat Sullivan and Scott Ream bringing this action from Twin River Casino.
What I like about LAZAR is a lot of head movement, nice quickness in his feet. He's constantly moving, he's constantly circling outside. Nice straight left hand by LAZAR. Ooh, there's a clash. It looked like a clash of heads for a second.
Did, Scott. Looked like both fighters leaned in on their right hooks. It missed. And it looked like
you're going to find a lot of clashes when you have the southpaw and an orthodox fighter.
Especially when you see how Lazar lunges.
Nice job punching out of that clinch by Lazar, and he hasn't let up since.
Final seconds to go. Lazar had him in the corner, let him out. Good first round there for both fighters, feeling each other out, trying to get through that first round as we head into the corner of LAZAR Stojadinovic.
You're doing a good job with that.
You ain't throwing nothing up the middle. No, I know.
You heard the corner of LAZAR saying, you're not throwing anything up the middle. Why aren't you throwing up the middle? Still 5 rounds to go here, so a lot of time to figure his opponent out. But some interesting advice nonetheless.
Well, I love the way his corner, as we saw, is the same corner as our Philadelphia fighter. How composed, how relaxed. Nothing's urgent, it's early. And he's just letting him know, throw it up the middle.
He tells it like he is. He said, you're not throwing it right. You're not throwing up the middle. Why not throwing up the middle? We'll see if he listens to his corner here. DELOMBA in the red and gray trunks. Stojadinovic in the white trunks with the black trim. Second round of a scheduled 6 in this welterweight division. Again, DELOMBA 5-0. LAZAR 1-1 from Miami by way of the Bronx.
Well, his corner's absolutely right. He is winging his punches, and that might be that MMA background where it's a lot, a little loopy here. He's being warned right now, LAZAR, is that those punches are a bit low.
DELOMBA punches way off the ropes, does a great job there. And a lot of head movement here from LAZAR, Scott. What do you make of that?
I think it's fantastic. I mentioned that in the first round. He's very elusive. He's a shorter fighter, making it hard for DELOMBA to find an accurate distance. And again, the footwork, he's got a good bounce to it, what he's doing. He's doing a very good job. LAZAR's also the busier fighter.
Again, Scott, watching those heads as the two of them get close and throw those punches to the body.
There's going to be a ton of clashing with the orthodox fighter and a southpaw. Not to mention the unorthodox style of LAZAR.
DELOMBA.
Nice job by DELOMBA. Through that combination, pivoted off, changed his angle, and continued.
It's important to see, Scott, as this fight progresses, how DELOMBA is 5-0 with 5 decision wins.
Nice right hand by DELOMBA.
Have been unanimous decisions, and they've been 6 rounds. So you know that DELOMBA has the endurance to go 6 rounds. We're going to see if LAZAR here in his first 6-round fight, what kind of endurance he has.
Well, he hasn't shown any signs of slowing down so far.
42 seconds to go. Neither fighter really wanted to give up the center of the ring. You still hear the corner calling to go right down the middle, but DELOMBA using very good defense to block anything coming down the middle.
Nice straight right hand. DELOMBA just kind of lifts his chin up a little bit when he throws that punch.
Final seconds go in round number 2. We're just about a third of the way through this contest.
Nice short left hook by DELOMBA.
End of round number 2. A third of the way through, Scott. How do you see this fight so far?
It's a pretty even fight, Pat. What do you think?
This is a tough fight to call at this point. It's both fighters have thrown a lot of punches. They've done well in defense. Neither fighter really taking much of a beating. There's still 4 rounds to go, Scott. There's still a whole other fight for these two.
More. I want short combinations. 3, 4, 5 in a row. You hear me? Not 1 and 2. Use that right hand more. Not 1 and 2. 3, 4, and 5. You hear me? 3, 4, and 5. Straight down the middle. Nice short combination. Don't try for the knock. knockout. Throw the combination. Throw the combination. Let him in, go.
It was great advice by his corner. DeLomba's corner told him that it's too close to call. He wants more combinations. LAZAR throws, has to be 6 or 7 combinations, but they're all loopy outside.
Well, Scott, I was trying to count how many combinations he was throwing. And then you
Big right hand by
not many of them landed on DeLomba.
They all landed to the outside.
Vic doing a good job of weathering that flurry there by LAZAR, who came out of the corner flying. See if DeLomba can start adding punches onto the combination.
That was a very low hook.
That was, and now you're going to see referee Joe Lupino warn him. He did say, though, when they first met in the center of the ring for the instructions, he did mention how low DeLomba's trunks were.
Nice short right uppercut by DeLomba backing up. LAZAR has such an unorthodox style to him. He jumps in to close the distance, leaping in, and he throws big outside looping punches. There's plenty on them.
DeLomba lands a nice uppercut followed by a big left hook. Minute 30 to go here in round number 3 of the scheduled 6-round bout. Nick DeLomba.
Nice short right hand by DeLomba on the way in. And those are the short punches that his corner was asking for.
And Scott, as the two of them both lunge forward and get down low, that's a punch that DeLomba needs to make sure that LAZAR doesn't lunge in on those punches.
I think DeLomba's closing the distance a little too quickly. I'd like to see him stay on the outside. There's almost no need for DeLomba to come forward.
1 minute to go here in round number 3. DeLomba up against the ropes as LAZAR trying to apply the pressure. DeLomba does a great job of backing him up and making sure he doesn't take any damage on the ropes. And now look at that, back in the center of the ring. DeLomba has really been perfect at execution of getting off the ropes tonight.
Yeah, he's done a great job of changing his angles as LAZAR keeps coming in. But honestly, I'd like to see DeLomba just work short angles rather than come forward. Nice! That was a left hook that was just rocket fast. There was that same left hook. It was a lead left hook. He's showing jab and he's coming with the hook.
20 seconds go here in round number 3, scheduled 6. DeLomba determined to keep that center of the ring. Close fight here, Scott. Almost too close to call here in the third round.
There's a right hand that puts him on his back.
Knocks him down on his backside. DeLomba heads to the neutral corner. Joey Lupino goes over to Kevin.
That was a beautiful short straight right hand. A beautiful short, very short right hand.
End of the round. You hear the fans on their feet as DeLomba looks right into the camera. Beautiful shot. And neither corner really sure if the round was over. It is over, and DeLomba at the waning seconds of round number 3 scores a 10-8 round and his first knockdown in his career. And what a beautiful shot.
I can't wait to see that again. It was a beautiful step over right hand.
Here we go with the replay. You see LAZAR's going to lunge forward, and as he does,
he stepped over to that right. He stepped over short right hand and came back.
And that's what we had just mentioned, Scott, that if LAZAR's going to keep lunging in like that, if DeLomba can land that punch, I didn't know he was going to knock him down like that, but
I was really pushing for the fact for him not to come forward, to play an angle. You know, if he doesn't come forward, he was jamming his punches. If he just changed the angle and stayed at distance, those punches would be there. LAZAR has been the one coming forward and jamming the punch.
Time.
Now, Scott, as we head here into the 4th round, Joe Lupino warning DeLomba's corner that they're going to get out quicker. Halfway through this fight, Scott, clearly a 10-8 round for DeLomba in the last round. You could argue that LAZAR maybe down on the score points here. What does he have to do in the last 3 rounds here?
Outside of getting clipped, it's been very competitive and very close. I don't know if he would actually change much of anything, with the exception of him not doing anything what I would call silly or stupid. You know, don't look for a knockout. You're never going to find it. Now he's keeping his hands down. If you want him to be more aggressive, I would tell him to straighten his punches out like his corner's been asking him to since the first round.
You see there, he does land with a straight right. And DELOMBA now calling his opponent to come in towards the ropes. And DELOMBA once again reverses angles and gets right back to the
DELOMBA shouldn't bite on this. He should stay outside. Your opponent wants to drop his hands, pepper the jab, score some points. Don't play into it. Don't play into what your opponent's asking.
DELOMBA now backing up towards the ropes. He's been very effective there all night every time he's been cornered.
Nice job just working off and reversing it.
He does, and LAZAR's now letting him off the ropes and letting him get back to the center of the ring, as we just saw there 2 times in a row. Minute 30 to go here in round number 4. Again, DELOMBA with a knockdown in the final seconds of round number 3.
I like that straight right hand, and then he went downstairs the left hook. DELOMBA really rocked LAZAR with that combination.
Now firing with the combinations.
Nice job spinning off the ropes by DELOMBA. LAZAR is countering, but they are wide punches. Nice body punches by LAZAR there.
And DELOMBA using a great job with his athleticism to change angles and to use some combinations, but LAZAR continuing to come forward using his athleticism as well. This is a great fight, Scott.
Fantastic job. Mike Parenti, pat on your back.
.38 seconds to go here in round number 4 of a scheduled 6.
Man, the crowd is so loud down here tonight. Every fight's been action-packed.
DELOMBA's doing a good job of not getting over anxious. When he backs his opponent up, he doesn't go rushing in for a big punch where LAZAR can counter, which he's done pretty well all night.
Well, like we said in the Pollard fight, there's a difference between being aggressive and overly aggressive. In the Pollard fight, he didn't become overly aggressive, and he found that knockout. And as you can see right now, DELOMBA's doing the same thing. He's being aggressive, but not overly so. Not where he's going to get in trouble.
End of round number 4. 2 bump shoulders, heading to the 5th round here at Twin River Casino. CES Boxing putting on one heck of a show here for the boxing faithful in Lincoln, Rhode Island. And I'll tell you what, Scott, the fans who paid for admission tonight to see one fighter on the card, they're getting spoiled tonight.
I have to agree.
He had it from head trainer Victor Fagin, asking DELOMBA, what are you waiting for? Apply the pressure and knock LAZAR out. LAZAR 1-1-1, and as you mentioned, DELOMBA 5-0, no knockouts, looking for his first career knockout here in round number 5 against LAZAR STOJADINOVIC. Again, DELOMBA using his angles to get out of any sort of trouble from LAZAR.
Great combination there. Now his corner said when he seen him smile and go get him and hurt him some more and back him up.
And when he did that combination, Scott, not only did LAZAR drop his shoulders, but he dropped his hands.
He said every time he starts smiling and playing to go get him again. LAZAR, those punches were actually on DELOMBA's quadricep.
DELOMBA now trying to mix up his angles with his combinations. See him now working towards his right.
Nice short right hand by DELOMBA.
LAZAR, a 9-5 MMA fighter here in his 4th professional boxing bout, holding his own here against Nick DELOMBA.
You know, for somebody who's got 3 boxing fights and more experience in MMA, you know, he's doing fantastic. And he's showing more and more folks where if you put in your time, you can come from MMA and show a respectable showing in boxing. But again, you look at the pure boxer and he's doing, you can just see where it's cleaner, crisper. This is a boxing ring. This is where boxing is. You're walking into a boxing world. You can see the shortcomings of an MMA fighter inside a ring.
1 minute to go here in round number 5. Uncharted territory here, Scott, for LAZAR. He's never been past the 4th round, only 4-round bouts. Nick DELOMBA has fought a 6-round bout 4 times, used to this here in the 5th round.
What I like seeing from Nick DELOMBA, and it's watch his rear foot. Whenever he resets, that heel starts to come off the ground, light on his feet, ready to keep movement. He's not tied, he's not flat-footed.
Final 20 seconds go here in round number 5.
That was a trip.
That was definitely a trip. He got caught on the back leg there of LAZAR.
And Nick wanted everybody to know about it. Oh!
They're actually going to call it a
That is
knockdown.
not. No.
You can hear the fans starting
No,
to
no,
boo.
no.
And Nick, when he got up, kicking the canvas, almost mocking the
Big
fact that
right
it was a
hand by-
knockdown. And we're certainly going to see a replay of that as Nick shows
That
the
was
frustration.
that was a poor call.
We head into the 6th round.
I don't even think there was a punch thrown at the same time.
And honestly, the way that LAZAR turned around and walked away, it was almost like he knew that it was a
Of course he did.
He didn't celebrate thinking it was a knockdown. Regardless, the way it was scored, a knockdown. DELOMBA lost that round on the scorecard, so they considered a knockdown. Here we see the replay. See if LAZAR throws a punch to knock him down. DELOMBA missing with a punch there. Throws another punch in. Clearly.
Well, there was a punch. He punched him in the shoulder. It's not what caused the knockdown, but there was a punch thrown at the same time.
Tough call there, Scott. Regardless of what Nick thinks, what his corner thinks,
Scorecards are out the window right now.
are already in at 10-8 for LAZAR in that round. Nick DELOMBA had a knockdown at the end of the 3rd round. LAZAR had a knockdown at the end of the 5th round. What a fight we have, Scott, here. I am so glad that we're broadcasting
this round.
and that we're not judging this fight.
This round's going to tell the tale.
DELOMBA, he's been here before. He's been in the 6th round 5 times as a professional. See if that experience and that stamina pays off.
This round's going to dictate who wins the fight, in my opinion. We got a 10-8 round apiece.
I'm very impressed, Scott, with the stamina and the determination here for LAZAR.
You got to remember something. You're fighting 18 minutes. He's fought 15 minutes for MMA, okay?
14 times.
14 times. If he's fought one 5-minute round, if he's fought one title fight, that's 25 minutes. This is the difference in MMA training and boxing training, okay? The 5-minute rounds. So him going 18 minutes is nothing he hasn't done before. He just hasn't done it in boxing.
And you mentioned the championship round, Scott. He is a king of the cage bantamweight champion. So
he's done 25 minutes before, Pat.
Gone the distance in an MMA bout before. 1 minute, 40 seconds go here in the 6th and final round. Nick Nice DELOMBA, 5-0 in the blue and gray trunks. LAZAR STOJADINOVIC in the white trunks with the black trims. 1-1-1 from Miami, Florida. Swinging it out here for the scorecards.
I really would like to see Nick pour it on right now, or LAZAR pour it on. Somebody's got to step their game up. The fight's too close.
Not only is the fight too close, Scott, this round is too close. This round can be won in the last 60 or so seconds.
This fight needs to be won in the last 60 seconds.
Big sweeping hook that missed by LAZAR with flying across the ring. Now back in the center. 1 minute to go here in the 6th and final round. LAZAR trying to bully DELOMBA into the corner, but Nick doing a good job of escaping any danger. 52 seconds to go.
Big right hand by Nick. Another right hand by Nick. LAZAR drops in and digs the body and answers with a straight left hand of his own.
Each fighter scoring a knockdown.
Another straight left hand by LAZAR.
30 seconds to go. Can someone steal this pivotal 6th round here in the final 22 seconds? DeLomba goes up top with the right. Doesn't follow it up with a combination. Comes back with it that backs up LAZAR, who goes right to the body. 14 seconds to go. LAZAR trying for the uppercut. In the center.
Big right hand by LAZAR.
Sends it back to the corner. DeLomba does a good job of backing him up. Now swinging.
DeLomba with a good combination, body to the head.
Final seconds to go. That's it for the 6th and final round. DeLomba, Stojadinovic go the distance. 6 full rounds. And the fans on their feet cheering for both fighters. Regardless of which fighter you had in here, certainly appreciate the effort that both contestants put forward. And the other corner, obviously, for DeLomba saying it wasn't a knockdown. Regardless of what they think it is now, it's going to the scorecard.
It's in the books as one.
And it's in the book as a knockdown. DeLomba scoring a knockdown in the 3rd round, the very final seconds. LAZAR scoring a knockdown in the 5th round. As you see the two fighters embrace once again. Boy, Scott, some of these fights tonight have been so close. I'm so glad that we're not judging tonight.
You know my opinion on judging.
Scott Reed, who comes from the philosophy, you don't win a fight by decision, you're just ahead when the clock runs out.
Well, you know, I got to be honest, yes, and especially in boxing, there are tons of decisions, and there should be. I mean, you just can't put a guy away. I just think some of the judges don't read a fight very, very well, and I believe the same thing's true in MMA. You have a fight like tonight where you look at it, who's the busier fighter? Is it more damage? It's very subjective, and unfortunately, you could have two judges, one that sees who's the busier fighter, and one who sees it as who does the most damage, and they can have totally opposite scores on the same exact round. So it's tough, and you got two guys that just bled in there. They just worked really, really hard for 18 minutes, and they left it all in there, and someone's going to eat a tough loss tonight. Now, whether we agree on the knockdowns or not, they were scored 10-8 rounds. So you got 2 rounds at 10-8. You're going to throw them out. Now you're looking at a 4-round fight. Is it possible that it goes 2 rounds apiece as a draw? Yes, this is very possible. We could be looking at another draw.
Great matchmaking here at CES Boxing. Another close fight that went the distance. Fans certainly getting spoiled here in Lincoln, Rhode Island. They've been treated very nicely by Jimmy Birchfield Sr. and Michael Parenti, putting on another classic fight here at CES. And as the ring announcer collects the scores here from the 3 judges sitting ringside, the fans anxious to see if hometown Nick DeLomba stays undefeated or if the visiting LAZAR heads back to Miami with a victory. Let's head down to the center of the ring to Adam Palazzo.
After 6 rounds, we go to the scorecards. Judge Robin Taylor scored the fight 56-56. Judge Peter Harry scored the fight 57-55. Judge Glenn Feldman scored the fight 58-55. For your winner by majority decision, Nick DeLomba.